this is Avishka, and today we'll be talking about the protests in Balochistan. The story today will be about Balochistan's protest. It is in news headlines that certain tensions are high in Pakistan's port city Gwadar, which is situated in the southwestern Balochistan province, where the ethnic Baloch group has been protesting for days, and the arrests of some members have taken place. Now, Pakistani government used the most appropriate tool to control and calm down the protest, which was obviously violence. The Pakistani military took over the situation and killed 3 protesting members. Instead of reducing the unrest which the Pakistani government expected, the situation became even worse. Now, before beginning, let us understand the importance of Port Site Gwadar. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is CPEC, is a collection of infrastructure projects which have currently been under observation throughout Pakistan and is valued up to $46 billion. Now, the Gwadar port gives China an alternative access to the Baloch region, which is strategically, in terms of resources, a very important region for Pakistan. Now, the Balochi protesters are well aware of China's hold on the Gwadar port, and to get notice internationally, they have chosen this protest site, keeping in mind the importance of Gwadar port for China. Now, this brings up to the question, why are the Balochis protesting? Balochistan is Pakistan's largest province by area, and by God's grace, it is the most resourced and area rich in minerals. The resource abundance is being utilized by the government, but instead of development of the Balochis, it is leading to their exploitation. The people of Balochistan are being ignored by Punjab and Sindh dominated national politics and are forced to live in misery and extreme poverty. Being less in number, the voice of Balochis are never heard in Islamabad, and Baloch people are feeling politically marginalized in terms of national politics. The economy exploited province of Balochistan has been deprived of its fair share of revenue, with most funds being diverted to Karachi and Lahore. The Balochi people are struggling for rights and are persistently subjected to human rights abuses, which include forced disappearances, extrajudicial killing, and torture by their own country's security forces. Now, according to a report by Amnesty International, a movement led by 10 million people to fight against human rights abuse, the peaceful Balochi protesters, which consisted large families of victims of enforced disappearances, include people as old as 80 years old and children as young as 2 years old. They had been sleeping in freezing temperature at the National Press Club in Islamabad since the 22nd December 2023. And the Pakistani authorities created a campaign of disinformation against them and subjected them to repeated intimidation, arbitrary arrests, detentions, and whatnot. Caroline Horn, Program Director of Law and Policy at Amnesty International, said, and I quote, "The Pakistani authorities should be ashamed of the harassment meted out to the Baloch Long March protesters. This is not the end the Baluch women would have hoped for while undertaking the perilous journey with their children to demand justice for their families. If you look at the pictures and videos of the protest scene, you will notice elders, children, and women taking part in the protests while people are fighting for their families' male members who have been disappeared in the past few years of the protest. And the government is not answering for such disappearances. According to the human rights group, in the last 17 years, over 15,000 Baluch people have confirmed as extrajudicially killed or missing, while almost 500,000 have been forced to flee their homes. Now, what is the government doing in this situation? The Pakistani government allowed military to take over and handle the situation, leading to the killings of 3 innocent protesters. This created a situation of unrest. Baluch Yakjehti Committee, which is a group carrying out these protests, have been asked by their demands to end out the protest which had come up to the 7-point agreement. According to a report by Dawn.com, the report was signed by Gwadar Deputy Commissioner Hamudir Rahman and Dr. Maharam. The agreement stated that the BYC would end its protests once all the protesters arrested by security forces in Baluchistan and Karachi were released. Protesters who have been sent to jail on judicial remand would be released by August 5 following court proceedings. The Baluchi government will be in contact with authorities in Sindh to ensure the release of those arrested therein. Adding all the cases registered against Baluchi National Gathering, protesters will be withdrawn. The cases related to the loss of life during protest will not be dismissed, and all highways will be reopened as soon as the sit-in ends. Also, a committee consisting of officials from BYC and the district administration will be established by all items confiscated from the protesters by the government, and they'll be returned within a week. Now, on this situation, the BYC stated that it refuses to accept any compensation from the government for those who've been killed or injured during the protest. Dr. Mehrang Baluch on X stated that the blood of our martyrs is not so cheap, so we will not insult our Baluch national martyrs by accepting compensation. Baluchistan has continuously faced uprising and unrest since it became a part of Pakistan in 1948. The people of Baluchistan believe that their historical grievances and distinct ethnic identities justify a separate status or greater self-governance. But the government of Pakistan is busy solving their own created conflicts of Kashmir instead of focusing on the struggle of independence which is going on in Baluchistan. This makes Baluchistan a problematic province for the Pakistani government. That's it with our analysis. Stay tuned for more such videos.